So you
No,
could check the
let's do this.
expanded.
Let's do this. I think
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Yeah.
Let me explain it. So there is no reference ID. I will tell you. Okay, Lisa, you submitted 4 messages through the remote queue, right?
Right.
I don't think they reach to safe store, correct? Because of there is no header.
Yeah. But you ask me it's reached to safe store or it's not reached to safe store?
I know it does not reach to safe store. Am I correct?
Right. Yeah, because of the group aid issues.
Yeah. So I know that it did not reach. So where did you saw that message above here? The one that we submitted. Okay. So let me right now, whatever message you saw she submitted through mainframe queue, it's not going anywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
What's happening is she submits a message through web, a PO message, okay? That message goes to IMB table. 1, 7, and 3. 1, 7, and 6. 6 has the comment, 1 has all the detail, 3 is a checkpoint. Okay? Through IMS, every 5-minute polar job runs. Okay? At top of the 5-minute clock, polar job runs and it fetches the messages. And in IMB table, once the second ritual happens, it creates the TID ID. Okay, that is a transaction ID, correct?
Yes.
All right. So after you submit a message, after the dual approval, after the message is MAKD, the TID ID is created after dual approval, and then that message goes to IMB tables. Now the messages are in IMB table, correct? Then the polar job picks it up. Correct? The polar job picks up these messages and it adds the JMS headers, all those details. Okay. It does not just add the JMS header, but let me if you open the code, but okay. Sorry. So it adds the JMS. You saw the JMS header how it added, right? Okay, so again, one thing, right? Like this, first create your this one also, TAMP, the one that we discussed, correct?
So do we need to raise request to get this TAMP? Do we generate it on the portal?
Just tell them which you need to be a part of.
AD group, right?
AD group, yes.
They were telling like whatever the superchargers are using, the same access, same thing that we are also going to use it.
Okay, then I will get this for you. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, then you need to release a monitor rule. So I will. 1 second. Okay, let me connect my ID, not NGS operator, right? And see, this is how I will copy the password here. The password has been copied to the clipboard. I go here. I go TAMP.
The recent change that we need to generate every time the password.
Every day.
Connect, right? For 24 hours it will be.
Yeah. Yeah. So now it got connected. All right. So this is basically every day you connect. So you
only once you create this DTAM ID for all of us, you might share the initial screen where you how you will be connecting to this database as well.
Correct.
Okay.
Database schema browser. Okay, in safe store table, right? So where is it?
So Bruni and Chiranjeevi, are you with Akshay and following this?
Who?
I'm just checking with Bruni and Chiranjeevi also able to follow this, whatever you are showing up here.
Yes.
Okay.
So here, right? So you see the messages coming to safe store, right, Bhavya?
Right.
So let's say these are the messages. So I gave you whole path, right? Bhavya, Lisa submitted the messages. Once she submitted the messages, secondary approval happened. Once secondary approval happened, the messages are MAKD. Then the TID ID is assigned. They go to IMB's 1, 6, and 3 table. All of those table adds the details. Polar picks up every 5 minutes. and as part of that folder also adds the header, it creates a header detail, and that header detail is basically where you will see it adds the group ID. You see, this is sometime this group ID is 3-4 because this is Ingress does it separately and Workflow does it separately. Right now they will fix it. Okay, so this is the same. They will add a group ID. Like let's say this is 3-4. Forget about 3. The group ID over here is 4. Okay. So now the group ID is added here. Once the group ID is added over here, each group ID then is associated with each individual listener. Okay. So
okay. Let me. So each group ID will be associated to one listener. Right?
Yeah, you see here listener 4, correct? Over there you saw the group ID as 3-4, correct?
Right.
So forget about the 3 part. That 3 is nothing but a queue. Okay. This 4 means this is the listener 4.
Okay.
So each group ID that is what it is associated to listener 4. Okay.
Okay.
And there are 2 types of messages: workflow message, and another one is the ingress messages. So that is the save store, and then the message is like workflow table, right? Workflow manager. So then from save store it goes to workflow manager, and in the workflow manager table, you see that number is now instead of it becomes UUID.
Right.
Okay, UUID over there date, and here it's UUID. And in your what you mentioned was the reference ID. Okay, so this is that number. It is in hex format. So if you want to see the right hex in front of it, you will see the actual number. So then each listener is associated with that, and then in the JMS header text, right, you will see that basically it is also like, where is that? You see 3.
JMS group ID is 3.
Correct? So that's how the group IDs are added, and then the listener is added. Listener is also there. Okay. Now listener is also 3. Okay. Now group third, all what happens is all the listener 3, all the group 3 messages should be going to listener 3, and where that configuration is the configuration is in message source here. You see here, you should all 3, right? Or we talked about 3 messages going to 3. We have to verify all the Q2, group 3, Q3, and should be going to listener 3 and are of type workflow or ingress.
Okay.
Okay, here. Ingress gateway. So it assigns all those details, and then based upon the listeners that we configure here, right? Then all the messages that we come in the next step, these messages are divided into 3 steps: initial, deliver, and or services based upon the group ID.
Okay.
These are the steps for those messages. Each messages will be now multiplied by 3, and based upon that, it will be assigned the services like initial and all those things. Okay.
Yeah.
Lisa, do you want to add something to what I just said, or?
But one quick question, Akshay. So whatever you are putting into save store, so you will be deriving it or extracting it from IDMB tables, right?
Correct. Correct. IMDb table is where Polar picks up the messages and adds the header.
But what Mystic Marvels does is like just prior to those steps. So before reaching into IMS table itself, like we need to submit and get it from CDTS tables and extracting and doing this all these activities before reaching it to the IMB tables itself. So all those validations, enrichments, and
Yes,
And
that you do it. That is what Mystic Marvel do. And Mystic Marvel not only will do for PO, but they will do for DOs and everything else as well. And the enriched message will come to us.
right, but currently our focus for phase 1 release 1 is ISO, PO, and SPOs. They were trying to target it. So other portions probably even for MQ, ISO, PO. I mean, yeah, MQ POs and MQ SPOs also they are in discussion whether to add it to the scope or not. Earlier it was there, but they have removed it now. But I'll have to get the background why this has been removed or whatever.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, so probably that AD group, so that you could be able to do something, or I just want
No,
to
I will
follow.
do it. I will take care of it. Don't worry.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I just
yeah.
did it for my team, so I will do it for you also.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So once you have done that, you will be sharing us the DCAM and the AD groups associated, and also the front page how you will be connecting it to the Oracle DB to the safe store tables and all.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Are you okay? Did I answer your questions? MQ group ID. Like this, right? MQ group ID. I don't need MQ group ID. One second. Safe store, very safe store. I need here.
Once you have created those IDs, and we will check it during our daytime. If you could do it today, so tomorrow we will just try to get into the schema and check we could be able to access the Oracle DB, and we will try to enhance that, and then we will follow up.
Okay, understood.
Then we will connect at the same time to all.
Okay.